boys and girls, students of Buddhist Sunday school and Dhamma classes, parents, grandparents, and teachers of Buddhist Sunday school. Good morning. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. Now we are going to have a presentation on 2 short moral stories for children. These short moral stories have very good Dhamma lessons, that is, life lessons. They will help you to live a peaceful and more happy life. Now, the texts are in English and Bahasa Malaysia or Malay, while the narration and explanation of the stories are in English. Now, as usual, we will have a presentation and I will go over the stories and explain to you. And at the end of each story, there will be a few Dhamma lessons or moral lessons that you have to follow very well. Now, before we launch the PowerPoint, as usual, let me check the setup. Okay. Then that is now launched the PowerPoint. So 2 short moral stories for children. You can see some animated images of a bird, a monkey, a cat, and then 2 cats actually. And then this little girl here, or maybe just a girl of maybe 15 or 16 years old. And she is a milkmaid, one who milks the cow to get the milk. And then, of course, she can sell the milk at the market and so on. So now let us go on to the start of the first story. Before that, let me take off the video of my picture. All right. So now we are going to have the first story. And that is slide number 2. And this story is titled 2 Cats and a Monkey. You see that this very simple short story concerns 2 cats. Here are 2 cats and then the monkey. So basically these 3 animals, they are the main characters. Now let us go on to the story itself. Once upon a time, there lived 2 cats near a village. They were close friends. They played together, slept together, and went everywhere together. Now, just as you boys and girls have good friends, so the animals also have good friends. So these 2 cats were very, very good friends. They will always be together, sleeping together, playing together. So that is very, very good, isn't it? To have good friends, to live in harmony, not to quarrel, and to help each other, to be cooperative. You'll be very happy, isn't it, if you have good friends? But something is to happen to these 2 cats. Now let us see what would happen to these 2 cats. So now let us go on to slide number 4. Suddenly, one day, there was no food for both the cats. The 2 cats went in search of food. After some time, they found a loaf of bread. Now, these 2 cats probably had no sort of people to look after them. So you could say that they were sort of stray cats. So they would have to go around to look for food every day. Of course, cats eat various types of food. ranging from, bread, as you can see here, and also maybe rice lah, or maybe some vegetables lah. They won't have the cat food lah, because nobody will buy for them from the supermarket cat food, isn't it? But there are many things they can actually eat also. So sometimes, it's like that. Well, when you are living just in the outside world, even human beings sometimes suffer from shortage of food, isn't it? So animals too, like you would have seen stray dogs are going to the rubbish the bins, and then they would rummage for food. So the cats also went to search for food. And luckily, finally, they found the love of bread. So they were very, very happy. You could see, they were very, very happy. Now, let us see what is to happen next. So let us go to slide number 5. They both wanted the bread as they were very hungry. Only one loaf, and each of them wanted the bread because he was very hungry. Both of them were very hungry. So they began to quarrel and fight. It's terrible, isn't it? One cat said, I found it first. I saw it first. It's mine. The other cat said, no, no, no. I found it first. Give it to me. I was the one that saw it first. So started quarreling. Imagine two good friends, because lacking in metta, lacking in understanding and wisdom. So actually there's a very easy way out, isn't it? They could actually share the bread. But you see, being very hungry now, greed sets in and becomes very selfish, only thinking of himself, not the other party already. And that is what happens to human beings also. When greed sets into the mind, they can become very, very selfish and thinking of themselves only and doing things which are unwholesome, like, for example, quarreling and fighting. So let us see what will happen. This animated images shows two cats fighting. So now let us look at slide 6 now. Now, slide 6, what does it say now? A monkey in the tree, seeing them fight, seeing them fight for the loaf of bread. So what did they do now? So seeing them fight for the bread, he had a plan already. So you can see what the words say. A monkey in the tree, seeing them fight, right? Seeing them fight. And he thought to himself, he said to himself, it will be great if I get that bread. It looks yummy. Yummy means very nice to eat, delicious. He came to the cats and said, friends, why are you quarreling? I will settle your fight. Both the cats agreed to his proposal. So he, you can see, came down to the cats and then asked, why are they quarreling? He said, I will solve the problem. And then the cat said, okay, we will agree to what you suggest. Now you read the Bahasa Malaysia while I reset the timer. Okay, so you have read the Malay version of this part. So you can see the slide. At first, the monkey was hanging up on the branch in the tree. Then it came down and I tried to help. But actually, this monkey had some not so good intention. He also was greedy. Actually, you see, he was thinking, it will be great if I get that bread, you see. So let us see what happens now. So let us go to slide number 7. Now, so the monkey split the bread into 2 uneven pieces. So the cat cat's watch lah. So it broke. Of course, the monkeys have quite strong, hands. And then the fingers. That's why you have been to certain parks where you have monkeys coming to snatch your bags also, isn't it? Like botanical gardens in Penang, so many monkeys. So you have to be careful. They come and snatch your bags or food and so on. So very strong hands. So you just broke the bread into 2 uneven pieces. One piece was large and the other piece was small. So, actually, he purposely did that, actually. You could actually roughly split into 2 equal pieces each for the cat. If you really wanted to help the 2 cats. But he got a plan, actually, you see. He wanted it for himself, the bread. So, probably he told the cats, I say, oh, not equal in size. Now mind, I will solve this problem for you. So you know what did he do? He ate a portion from the larger piece. He quickly bit on the larger piece of bread. And then after that, this piece that he had bitten on became smaller than the other one already. He purposely did that. He could do monkeys, could eat very fast and do things quite fast. So one piece was large and the other piece was small. So at first he ate from the larger piece. Actually, if he had been fair, he would eat a little bit only so that the 2 pieces would be equal in size roughly. But no, he purposely did another thing. So what happens next? Let me go on to slide number 8 now. But then this would make the other piece bigger already, isn't it? The one that he had eaten, quite a lot already maybe, became smaller. So then now, he took the other piece that had become larger and he began to bite at the other one. They purposely bit more, and then he found that this one now will become smaller than the first one now. So he kept on repeating this trick of his. And then the 2 cats, quite dumb, right? He was so fast, and the 2 cats could not think very well. The monkeys are more cunning. So finally, he went on like this, ding dong, like that. Finally, the monkey ate the whole loaf of bread already. No more bread left. So these 2 cats now were stunned, right? And the monkey was laughing away already, right? No more cake. No more bread left already. So the 2 cats were shocked, isn't it? What happened to the bread now? They're supposed to have it. Then the monkey, of course, the cats could not bite or wall up the monkey. The monkey, can be quite fierce and he can run very, very fast, climb the tree very fast also. So the monkey quickly climbed back to the tree, laughing at the cats. So stupid. So the monkey said, goodbye now, right? Thank you for the loaf of bread. Selamat tinggal, sayonara, zaijian. So the poor 2 cats could not have any bread to eat. So they were foolish. So the 2 foolish cats were not able to eat anything. They cried, and then go around to look for other types of food. That's where the story ends. The monkey said, thank you, thank you. So that is the first story. Now let us look at the important lessons that we can learn from this story. Right? Now, let us go on to the next slide. That is slide number 10. There are 2 moral lessons that we can learn. Actually, there are a few moral lessons also. If you think and see, now what can I do? They say, next time I won't be so stupid like the 2 cats get cheated, isn't it? That is what It's important. You have to think already, to think of the Dhamma, right? That we have to be good in our thinking with wisdom, right? And then also the other thing you might want to also think and say, oh, we have to be careful of people, all right? There are people who think that they who offer the help, but they cannot be trusted ones. They are very selfish. They actually want something out of us. Now, this is how we reflect, how we think about important issues so that we won't be cheated, right? We won't have suffering and pain. But here I've listed just two simple moral lessons. And let us look at the first one. Do not quarrel. Learn to care and share. That's actually the first thing that we learn. That these two friends were very close friends. And yet they quarrel. Imagine two very good friends who would go everywhere together. Just now we saw us sleeping together, playing together. But now because of a love of bread, they became selfish, wanting the love of bread for themselves, and could not think because they did not have the wisdom or the cleverness, intelligence to sort of break. Maybe a cat with the very weaker hands, right? Could not split. Actually, maybe they could bite, each one bite on one side. They could think of it, but they didn't know what to do already. Only one loaf of bread. They couldn't think more than out of the box. Right? So, what a sad thing, isn't it? Two close friends, right, began to quarrel and fight, right? You could see. So actually, when we think of this, it's very important. Not only with close friends, with all people, that you should not quarrel and fight over things, material things. This will cause suffering to yourself because you get angry, you have negative feelings, and other people or are your other friends or other people will also suffer because you quarrel. Both sides also lose their temper. Both sides become angry, and it's not good for you, isn't it? So we must learn to care and share. That is a very important principle. I've seen that in Sunday school. Some children, they don't know this. So they always want more and become greedy. And if they don't get, they cry. That's not good. But others are like angels, They are not greedy. Whatever is given to them, they take, very happy, and even offer to share with the close friends. They see that this person doesn't have anything. So the child offers, I can give you a little bit. And sometimes, in the functions like Visa or some other functions, children stay. So I just want to see the different types of behavior. So I approach some of my Sunday school students, all right? And then I see, wow, they have goodies, they have sweets lah, cakes lah, ice cream lah. Wow, you find the hands full with these things, and so the bag also has something. So I say, 小孩子可以给老师一点一点吃吗？不可以，不可以啊！You see like that, you see. So it's very common. But there are a few very, very good ones, Even before you ask, they come, brother, 你要吃吗？给你一点啦。I said, no, no, sad, very good. No, no, I have. So you see, but the good ones are not many. The ones that can be overcome by greed and selfishness are more. Human beings, the same thing, Adults, I mean not children, adults now. Children also human beings. So the adults also, right? So how many will volunteer to help, to care for the children in the Sunday schools and so on? Not many, Mostly will be just doing the things for themselves or maybe their families. So we find this is one Dhamma lesson that we have to learn. That if we care, we share, we do dana, we serve, and we help other people, that is a very good meritorious practice, good Dhamma practice. So now let us look at the next lesson. What is the next lesson now? Beware of people who are dishonest and insincere. They cheat, trick, and swindle, con you, cheat you. Just now I told you, really, we have to think, isn't it? Think wisely. Can this person be trusted, offering to help? But today is sad to say, so many people, the adults, get cheated through the internet, the scams, right? So, yeah, they are educated people, but because of greed, so they are cheated through the internet, and then they withdraw the money and, transfer over to the people whom they thought they could trust, promising them this, so they will send you the gifts, they will invest the money for you, and then you become richer. And then some ladies get cheated because they jatuh cinta lah. These pictures that they see on the internet, is a con thing, a scam, So they say, this fellow will say that, he's a very, very successful businessman in America and so on. And I show the picture also, but the picture is not of themselves. Very easily you can put somebody else's picture there, isn't it? So these silly ladies, right? Or even men, men get conned also by ladies. So they jatuh cinta, very nice. Then after that, they sort of became good friends over the net, a relationship. Then would come a time where the bad people would now start the cheating game, asking them to transfer money because, now I have some problems with my business, I need money and so on. Or some will put on a terrible, sad story lah. My mother, very old and she has to go for an operation, not enough money. All sorts of things. So these people get cheated. By the time they realize it, too late already. The money transferred out. So you have to be careful. There are many, many dishonest people and insincere people in the world, right? They lie, they cheat out of greed, right? So that is, of course, bad karma. When you lie, you cheat other people. And of course, you, because of lacking in Dhamma, you cannot think wisely, you become victims, so you suffer. So that is a very important thing. So now let us go on to the next story already. What is the next story now? The next story is titled The Milkmaid and Her Pill. Now, milkmaid, just now I explained already, is a girl. It could be a milk boy also. It could be either a male or a female, but in this case, it's a girl, a female milkmaid. And she lives and works in the farm, and her job is to milk the cow. Now, you can see here the cow. So, perhaps some of you have seen in your tours of, milking the cow. So you get the cow's milk. And the cow's milk, of course, is a very good type of food. So, so this girl could get the milk from milking the cow every day. Of course, you have a few cows in the farm. And she could store this or could put the milk in the containers. And that container could be, various types. One of it is a pail. This is a pail, right? And the pail could be made of, now of course you have plastic, but you could have metal also, or, all sort of wood also perhaps, but you have to make sure that it doesn't leak. So this story basically is about this character of the milkmaid. It's a very, very short, simple story, but teaches very good and important Dhamma lessons that we have to know very well. Now here, this I couldn't really get an animated image of a milkmaid with the pail on the head. Some would just carry like this, So, but actually the story concerns this girl carrying on the head, not like this lah. This is just to show you some other milkmaids that will transport the milk in this way lah. So anyway, this milkmaid with the pail of milk, and this is the farm area. You can see the cows. Now let us go on to the start of the story. Once there was a milkmaid who loved daydreaming about everything. She took good care of her cows on the farm, and the cows would give her fresh and creamy milk every day. So let us look. Now you can see here an animated image of an actual lady. It's not a cartoon, this one, right? An actual lady milking the cow. This is called milking the cow to get the, some of you might have tried milking the cow, or you must have a skill. Otherwise the milk won't come out. Then after that, here you could see the milkmaid that collected the milk in the metal pail container, and then would carry maybe to the marketplace or whatever lah. But this girl had this weakness. She liked to daydream, daydream like fantasizing, thinking of, this, thinking of that, thinking of, a future that that pictures her very well, maybe when I grow up already, I will marry a king's son, or I would strike the lottery, become rich. So this daydreaming actually is getting waste of time. You find many students also daydream, right? They are not sleeping, sleeping you can't control the dreams. But this is the happens when you are actually awake, but your mind is thinking of all those not true things or real things, usually projecting into the future, right? The mind. So, students, they dream in the class, instead of paying attention to the teacher. Some of them would think, TV program, tonight, what will be on, there's going to be a football match. So daydreaming, all this, not paying attention, so how can you ever learn? Good students seldom daydream. They will always pay close attention to the teaching in the class. So this girl had this weakness. No doubt she had other good qualities. She was caring for the cows on the farm, right? And maybe quite honest also. But she had this weakness of liking to daydream. So let us see what is going to happen to this girl that likes to daydream, or you can say imagine things, fantasize, to have a fantasy. I think you have read stories of fantasy, even movies. But some of these are movies, but they teach good lessons also, cartoons and so on. So she used to milk her cow every day and sell the milk in the market. So perhaps today, this morning, she will milk this cow of hers, and then the next day she will milk another cow, and so on. So then she would carry the pail of milk to the market in order to sell, and then she will get the money, isn't it? Now, you see, here you can see the picture, right? So the milkmaid carried her milk in a pail on her head to the market. So that is the picture one morning already, right? So she, as usual, early morning, she would have milked the cow already, put the milk into the pail. In this case, it could be a metal pail, right? All types of pails. And she would carry on the head and started to walk to the market, maybe not very far away, maybe 1 kilometer or something like that. This actually is a story of the past, so you don't expect her to take a bus or a car. No, she will walk. It's a rural area. So as she was walking, she would start daydreaming, Huh? Huh? She would daydream, if I sell the get a lot of money. This is an example. Thinking of the money. If I sell the mill, then I will get the money. And then after with the money there, I can buy new dresses. I can buy very good things to eat. All sorts of daydreaming of things which are not happening now, but she's projecting into the future of what she thinks that she would get, isn't it? So you can read the Bahasa Malaysia version yourself later on. So now what will happen now? What do you think will happen? Now this is a very important lesson for us to learn, right? Both young and old actually. Now, and she would think, one of the days she thought like this, I will buy, with the money, I will buy 50 hands from the market lah. Of course, after, maybe a few rounds of selling the milk lah, right? Keep the money. And then now with the money already, enough money already, I will buy 50 hands from the market. And my hands will lay eggs. And then I can sell the eggs. Not only can I get money from the sale of the milk, but now I can also get more money from selling the eggs. So I will have more money. And then with the money already, what can I do? I can buy a nice dress and wear this nice dress to the fair. Now in the countryside those days, they used to have like something like a fun fair lah. Or recently, in the town Talintan, they had a festival like fair, all sorts of things, right? So in the fair there, you would have some game stalls lah, food lah, some dancing lah, some singing lah. So there'll be a lot of people going there. So she was thinking, now I would have a very nice dress to wear. Now you could see the animated here. She pictures herself wearing that very beautiful yellow dress. And then, wow, so many men looking at me, so beautiful, say they will want to talk to me lah. So they come to me, want to be my friend. They want to be my boyfriend. Wow, the other girls are looking, or the other women looking, will be jealous already. Ayo, how come so many men go to talk to her? They don't talk to us. So other men, other women will be very jealous. This is daydreaming. Thinking of things that actually are not true. She's just projecting in the mind what she thinks would happen. That is actually not a good thing to do. After you learn the moral lessons. Now here, I think you could see the sequence. Sell already, and then get the eggs, buy the dress, and so on. After anyway, it's this thing. You can daydream about so many things. Some students daydream about boys daydream about I say, wow, this girl very beautiful. I want them to be my girlfriends and so on. Some daydream about the food that they can buy. Oh, I think tomorrow my friends and I will go to the Kentucky or the McDonald's, all sorts of things. This is useless sort of mental activity. Waste your time, and then dangers can come, as you can see. And of course, for students, very much worse is not paying attention. So how can they learn? So when tests come, they will fail. So to be able to concentrate and focus, very important. So now let us go on to slide number 15 now. 15 now. So as she was dreaming, she tripped on a stone and fell. The pail fell on the ground and the milk spilled over her. The milkmaid cried all the way back to the farm. Now, so let us now reflect on this part of the story, a very important part. So as she was walking along that countryside road, and she was daydreaming, she did not see, she was not aware of a stone on her path. So what happened? She kicked against the stone, and then she tripped and fell. So when she fell, of course, the pail of milk would fall onto the ground, isn't it? And the milk will spill all over, some onto her body, and the rest will be on the ground, all lost. It's terrible, isn't it? So she cried, lah. She said, all this milk which could earn me so much money. Too late already. Regretting. No point already, you see? Just showing a girl's fell, slipped, tripped, right? Tripped because he hit against the stone carelessly lah. So she cried lah. On the way home, cry and cry, but too late already. Nothing could be done. You could not pray and say, oh God, please let the milk go back to the pail. Can you cannot. It's cause effect, isn't it? You've done something out of carelessness and mindlessness. So that is the result. So no amount of praying or appealing to any God is going to change the situation. So you see, very important is our mind, how we think, and what we should do. This is what we're going to learn in the final slide. And that is slide number 16. Right. So I hope you understand the story clearly. So now let us go on to the final slide where we learn very important Dhamma lessons. Here we have put 3 moral lessons. Now you have been intelligent or you have started to think, you will know what sort of important moral lessons this story can teach you, isn't it? You young children, smart, but you must learn to think. This is a story about the milkmaid who was daydreaming and then kicked against a stone and then she fell and the milk was lost, spilled all over her and she cried. You must just not just think of the story only, You must now reflect, we call, to ponder, to think more deeply now. Now, actually, what can I learn from this story that will help me to be more peaceful, to avoid accidents and so on? So what mistakes did the girl make? So you have to ask yourself questions like this as you read the moral story. Of course, now you have a teacher to guide you along, but very often you read the stories on your own, isn't it? Whether it's Aesop's fables, Jataka stories, Sankanchiu stories, good moral lessons. Stories of good moral lessons. So you must not just, I know the story, but you don't know what the story is trying to teach you. So you must adopt that sort of thinking away. So I will try to show you how you can do that. So now let us look at the first of the moral lessons. Be mindful and heedful in whatever you do. Now, be mindful. That means to be attentive, to be aware, to know what is happening, what you are doing, to know what is happening in your mind. In this case, she should know she's daydreaming, but she doesn't know. She just goes on daydreaming, like, I can buy a dress, the boys would come or the man would come and all those things, So not mindful of what is going in the mind, which is actually quite useless, right? And we have to be mindful of our speech. But in this case here, of course, it's not the speech. But in other stories, you find that people are very careless with the speech. Not mindful of what they say. Lying, right? Like the boy who cried, wolf. he should be mindful and then to think of the danger, you know. So very careless, lying. And then also people who talk bad about other people, not mindful of their speech and then get into trouble. And then people who quarrel with another person using very bad words, harsh speech, rough speech. And this will cause hurt to another person. So then that person may get angry and give you a slap or things like that. So you're going to have suffering, you see. So you have to be mindful of what we speak. And then we have to be mindful of what we do. In this case here, or what the person does is not mindful, carrying the pail of milk, but not mindful of the carrying, be careful, and the walking, the body, right? But in the Dhamma, very important, we have to be mindful that we don't, because of carelessness or because of evil thoughts and so on, to kill another being, isn't it? To go and kill another being, or to steal or cheat. You have to be mindful, don't do that. And then the other one is sexual misconduct. Some boys like to disturb other girls and so on, and they never think deeper. You have to be mindful, oh, I'm doing the thing wrong. The girl is getting angry. I must stop doing all those things. Not to disturb. If you're not mindful of those things and use your wisdom, one day you get a few slaps from the girls. Heedful means to be careful, to be cautious. Now, some students, the young ones, are very careless. Careless in the mathematics, careless in their project, and made a lot of mistakes and, very lousy work being done. I remember I was careless when I was in Form 1, I think. I used to be careless with mathematics. So, I would make careless mistakes. Not mindful enough, perhaps, right? But I didn't know. I tried to rush through and so on. So, actually, I knew how to do all those maths problems, but then not careful, careless, not mindful. So I made a lot of mistakes, but I had a very good maths teacher. So the maths teacher would call me up, right? He said, you make too many careless mistakes. Stretch out your palm. I'm going to give you 3 caning. Cane on the palms 3-4 times. So I said, sorry, sir. But I was not angry for being caned because the teacher was very concerned that I was careless. From then onwards, I learned very important lessons. I will be very careful, cautious. So things became better, right? I became less and less careless. Until today also, I have to be careful, right? So in my post also, I have to go over many times to be careful, but sometimes I still make a few mistakes, right? But generally, improve a lot. So I'm quite thankful to that teacher that caned me. But today, you cannot do that. You cane the parent. If a teacher canes the student, the parents will come and sue the teacher in the court. That's why today you see so many are not really educated well. They know how to get the A's, but they don't have very good qualities. As a result, you find you have a lot of problems. Rampant, and then people cheating. When they become adults, they corrupted, take bribes, and all those things are because from young not trained. Yeah, and from young, if you're not trained and have the values implanted in you will be always having those bad habits, right? And this will carry on. So being very mindful and heedful, very important. And I think you can relate to the story of the milkmaid. This is just a background workshop. Here it shows an Indian girl, right? The Indian milkmaid. And so this story you can relate. Oh, she was not mindful. She was daydreaming, right? And then she was not careful. So daydreaming, walking here and there carelessly carrying the milk. So kick the bucket of, sorry, not kick the bucket. Kick the bucket means you die, to kick the stone on her path. Right? So she fell. So you could relate, you say, wow, so next time, whatever I do, I have to be careful. But especially, for example, when you're walking along the road, I'm crossing the road, right? Or I'm helping in the kitchen using a knife to cut the vegetables to help my mommy, All right. So I have to be very, very careful. If you are not careful and mindful, then accidents can happen. Your knife will cut your fingers lah, and then you will be knocked down by a car lah. And then, I see in Sunday school, right, they are careless, and then accidents can happen. They will run just up and down the stairways, and then you can fall down the staircase, isn't it? And then run across the main hall, the shrine hall. And sometimes it's slippery, so they can fall, isn't it? So you find that this is a very important thing to be mindful and heedful. Otherwise, you will meet with unpleasant things. Just as this story you can see. Your daydreaming, not mindful, not careful, cautious, not heedful. Heedful basically means to be cautious, careful, and so on. In whatever we do, not only actions of the body, but I told you just now, of what we think, of what we speak also. So now let us go on to the next one, which is the second Dhamma lesson that we have. Accidents can happen when the mind is not attentive to the present. And that's what I have been emphasizing. I was telling you that if we are not mindful or attentive or being aware to the things we are doing, and I just now mentioned very clearly the thinking that we have, the speech that we use, the words that we use, and the actions that we do, we must always be mindful or attentive and aware of what is happening. And then when we reflect with wisdom, I have these wrong thoughts, very bad. We have the thought of cheating or copying, then you know how to pause a bit and say, this thought is a bad thought to cheat. And then next time I'll get into trouble. So you cast away the thought, isn't it? You know, isn't it? And then, my words bad words are coming out. People think badly of me. I scold people using bad words. So you are mindful, attentive to it. Then you take the steps to correct because you can think wisely. And then the body one, you say, I like to, take things that are not given to me. I will go to this place and just take the thing. I actually want to put it back, but after you forget, you see. So that is something not good, isn't it? So you have to be careful of the actions that you do. If not, unpleasant things and accidents. Many accidents happen also on the road because of carelessness and lack of mindfulness. Speeding, right? And then beating traffic lights. All those are traced back to the mind. You must have this mindfulness as well as wisdom, wise thinking. So that is this important point that you need to note very, very carefully. Otherwise, you find your life will be filled with lots of things that should not have happened, but because of your carelessness. I remember I had a friend, right? So that friend was walking along the road. So by the side, there was a drain. And I think he was with another person. So he started to talk and not paying attention, right? So then what happened? He fell into the drain. Luckily, he got not very serious injuries. Then you know what the fellow said? My bad karma from the past, my bad karma, that's why I fell into the drain. It's not your bad karma. It's your lack of mindfulness. Don't think that everything due to the past karma. I get sick because my bad karma. No, because you did something foolishly without mindfulness. You just visit the dirty hawker stalls and drink from the hawker stall where you can actually see so many flies flying all over. But you were not mindful, you're careless, just drink. Not mindful and cautious. Then you get diarrhea. And then now you say it's my karma. It's not your karma. It's your carelessness. It's your lack of mindfulness. So don't every time blame just on karma. Certain things, yes, right? From the past, the karma comes. So not everything. So you have to be careful. This teaching, be mindful, be heedful. That means pay attention to whatever you do, and then also to be careful with the wise thinking. Now let us look at the last of the lessons. Do not count your chickens before they are hatched. And this is also related to the daydreaming. Some people, before attaining something, they like to fantasize. Oh, next time I go to the university and then I can become a doctor. And then when I am a doctor, I can earn a lot of money. I can build a house. They are counting your chickens before they are hatched. How do you know you get a place? So what should be done is you take care of the present. You are mindful in whatever you do of the present. You are diligent, and then you study the proper, wise ways, and things will turn out. So when you do the correct, proper, and wise things in the present moment, things will come out well, positively for you, rather than spending so much time counting the chickens before they are hatched, having expectations, right? Thinking like, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I'm going to achieve. All those things you are thinking of the things that have not happened yet. And then you waste so much time and so much energy. So what is important is diligence. Now, one of the most important qualities to be diligent in whatever you do and to concentrate, to be mindful, attentive. These are the qualities that we have to do, right? Don't let the mind just every time run to the future and fantasize and daydream. This is useless exercise. And then some let the mind wander to the future and then worry, don't know what will happen this. You do the right thing, present moment, then things can turn out well, right? If you have done all these things and still you say, I have done all these good things, how come I still, I'm not successful? Sometimes in this case, it could be due to a past karma. Like for example, some young children are always very, very sick, despite all the care from the parents. You come into the world differently from other people. Perhaps it's due to a karma. And the Buddha, they teach in the Majjhima Nikaya, I think, the middle length discourses, the person who is always very sickly, one of the factors is a karma from the past. In the past, maybe that person might have been, causing pain and hurt through torturing other people or even other sentient beings like the animals and so on. So this could be a karma thing, but not everything, right? And then some they try so hard, everything, but yet the business always fails, from young also quite poor and so on, right? Whereas others not like that. This could be a karma factor, but you must not give up and say that, well, it's my karma, cannot help it, I always will be poor. When that is stupid. Karma can be changed. So what you should do is now you work hard and do the good things. Nothing will be permanent. So you go from a poor person into even a millionaire, So what you do now is very important. So no point in just counting the chickens before they are hatched and then cause yourself unnecessary frustration, all right? Because your dreams don't come true. What you expect, you don't get. So what we can do is just to concentrate on what we are doing now. The future will take care of itself. And if you do the right things, then good things can happen. If you do the wrong things, the bad things, then the bad results will follow. That's all. It's very, very simple. You reap what you sow. Or good begets good. Bad begets bad. But this story focuses on this point of being mindful. Actually, in the teachings, we have to be mindful of whatever happens in the body, that what we do, we walk, right? We eat, or we do something, going to be mindful of all those things. And then we have to be mindful of the feelings, any feeling that is happy, but it won't last, or any feeling that is sad, but we know it, but we tell ourselves that it's important, it won't last. And then we're mindful of what is in the mind, right? And then also we have to be reflecting on the Dhamma. That's the part of the foundations of mindfulness. So now we have come to the end of this presentation. I hope you have benefited from these two simple moral stories, very suitable for children and even youth members. But parents and grandparents and teachers who are watching, perhaps can use such stories to teach the moral principles, to teach good Dhamma to the younger ones. So if you can share these good moral lessons and stories with others, then it is a good thing. It is a meritorious action to share good things of Dhamma and the moral lessons to all the people whom you feel will be able to benefit. So before we say sadhu 3 times, let me take this opportunity to thank all of you students in the primary school or maybe even secondary school, all the youth members, the parents, grandparents who are following this presentation, because they are also guiding the young ones, isn't it? Their children or their grandchildren. And also all the teachers of Buddhist Sunday School. So I'd like to express my thanks and appreciation and gratitude to you for taking the time to follow this presentation. You have spent energy following this and being very patient with my long-winded ways. Important things I emphasize many, many times. Just like what the Buddha did when he taught more than 2,500 years ago. Same thing, he will repeat so that you get into the depths of our mind. So now let us put our palms together and say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Boys and girls, students of Buddhist Sunday School, Dhamma classes, and all youth members, and all those who are watching this presentation, right? May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. And we hope that you have learned some good Dhamma, and always remember to learn Dhamma and make Dhamma known, which means to teach the Dhamma or share the Dhamma with friends, right? Thank you and take care.